Good evening. Welcome to another Saturday evening with Ellie Naimal at Temple Afri TV. So today is going to be a very special day. We have a guest that is here with us today. He was previously here in our last episode about a month ago, and he is also running for Brooklyn Park City Council. And I believe he was just announced as one of the Brooklyn Park City Council. So Benjamin Osemenem is here with us today, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the introduction and bring him on. And if you guys have watched previous interviews where he has spoke many times about his credentials and what are his plans and what he is running for as for the city council candidates, and also what are his plans and things that he wants to do for the community as well. So let's bring on Benjamin.
Good evening, Nema.
Good evening. Welcome back. How are you?
Oh, thank God. Yes.
I know you've been on a long journey.
It's been a long journey indeed.
Yes. And now the time has come.
Well, not quite.
Not quite.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to get to that.
We've gone through the first hurdle and moving to the next one.
All right. So Benjamin, so introduce yourself again to our newer audience that probably have not heard about you. And also, how has your position as a candidate has been going so far since the last few months ago since we spoke and brought you on?
Good evening, everybody. As Nima mentioned, my name is Benjamin Osemenem, and I'm one of the candidates for Brooklyn Park East District City Council seat. I was here about a few months ago, and I'm coming back to you. And before I go into my background, I would like to say to my brothers and sisters in Brooklyn Park, as we journey through these trying times, I seriously pray and hope you and your family are well and safe. To my English-speaking people, I say, peace be with you. And to my Oromo brothers and sisters, I say, Negenin, Esin, Waji, Ha, Jiratu. And to my French-speaking brothers and sisters, I say, Que la paix soit avec vous. And to my Vietnamese-speaking brothers and sisters, I say, Chuk Kambam Bingang. And to my Somali speaking brothers and sisters, I say, Nabat Buara. And to my Swahili speaking brothers and sisters, I say, Amani Iwe Nawe. And finally, for my Igbo speaking brothers and sisters, I say, Ndebine Udo Derona. We have gone through a long journey, as Nema mentioned, and I come today to thank everybody that was part of that journey. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody, especially those that voted for me and those that did not vote for me, because they actually exercised their democratic right by voting. Yeah. And for those that didn't vote, I encourage you to do so. And for the ones that didn't vote for me, I come today with specific information to encourage you to look into and consider voting for me in November. And by the way, the absentee ballot starts in September. So please, look into my program. Do not focus on the person, but what the person intends to do for the community. And that is walking the talk with the community. I have specific ideas to move Brooklyn Park forward. And I intend to share those specific ideas. No candidate whatsoever has such specific ideas on what to do. And I continue to push for those ideas. The idea of tax reduction, especially for our struggling elderly that are retired on fixed income. The idea about addressing the crime issue we have in Brooklyn Park that leads to police incidents that predominantly lead to African Americans being killed, like we saw with George Floyd. The plans about our housing that people and the city has shared programs that are for the investors, rather for our struggling Brooklyn Park residents that are trying to meet their rents, those struggling with their mortgage, and those that need assistance, even if they're able to meet their mortgage to survive. Plans on housing that hold landlords responsible for the upkeep of many rental properties that we have in Brooklyn Park, which happened to be the case because of the housing issue that befell us not too long ago. Most of these houses are neglected, and the tenants in there that own the property are reluctant to keep the properties up. My ideas and plan will make sure that those property is kept in good condition and still make our Brooklyn Park a model city. My plans also talk about the safety of our children that use our parks, that sometimes come on our streetways, which has now become a racetrack for drivers. My plan will address that issue and help us keep our streets safe and cut down on the speeds on our streets. My plans address small businesses, which are the backbone of our city growth. Businesses that are denied licenses and tax incentives to make ends meet. My plans will eliminate waste in the city government and apply those wastes towards reduction of taxes, their property taxes. My plans will make sure that the city of Brooklyn Park has a public-private emergency response team that meets at least on a quarterly basis. And that emergency team will also address pandemics so that we have lasting plan and not starting to scramble when things happen. And with that and many more, I will let Nima come in and will expand on each one of those as we go forward.
All right, Benjamin, thank you so much for all the information you have given out there to our audience. And so, based on all of the credentials that you are working on in the community as well, so of course to some of the information you just gave us, you mentioned about the taxes, the property taxes, correct?
Yes.
And can you tell us exactly what did you mean by that, and what is your plan for the property taxes, or how does that work in the system?
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the city government depends so much on the property tax for the maintenance and development in the city.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, there are so many wastes occurring in the city. Most of my
So many waste.
Yes, waste
Okay.
in terms of money that
Oh,
are
I
not
see.
to be spent
Okay.
where they are being spent.
Mhm.
But I will start with my towards zero crime and police incident
Mhm.
plan. First, I must make sure that everybody understands what I am for. I am not for defunding the police.
That's good.
That is not
Yeah.
in a part of my program.
Mhm.
I am rather having a threshold set for the city to have programs beneath it. One of them being the reform of the police union, which affects both good cops
Yes.
in a negative way. But I know too well to know that reforming a police union takes time because it's not going to come easy. But the time is now to do something in Brooklyn Park. So, in addition to the police reform, and that, by the way, is getting at the tax reduction because I will show you how each one of these relates to each of them.
Yes.
Now, the second part is requiring a malpractice insurance or bonding for Brooklyn Park Police with some modification to make sure the good cops are not being punished. Okay? What is that? Well, currently, whenever there is a police incident and the police is sued, that goes to our tax. The city utilizes our tax base, capital, to defend the police officer. But with my plan, that liability will be shifted from the city to the insurance company, and money saved from that, which is not 1 cent,
Okay.
which we're talking about millions, will be shifted towards tax reduction, property tax reduction. Okay? Also, my plan with regard to towards zero crime and zero police incident include hiring from within, hiring from Brooklyn Park. Now, I need to clarify that. That does not mean that we will be hiring only Brooklyn Park residents. No. We will just apply what's all over the state, even in the state of Minnesota, you have that top preference. Okay? When you advertise for a job, there are some preferential skills that you require from the candidates. One of the preferences will be living in the city of Brooklyn Park. One, you
To be a resident there.
To be a resident there.
Yes.
Okay? But that's not the entire requirement. So people get preference for living in the city. So when you hire a cop that live in the city, they know the city, they live in the city, they can engage the city more effectively.
So is this reform part of only the cops that actually are the residents of Brooklyn Park? Or the cops that are also outside of Brooklyn Park? Because I know some cities, like they'll have cops that are from other city residents, and they will come serve in this county based on the numbers of police that
No, that's what I was referring to when I say, okay, that when you are hiring from within, it's not only within. There will be at times where you have more qualified candidates from outside the city.
Okay.
But the preference gives the opportunity to people in our city to serve the city that they live in and engage the city better. And it's not only for the cops. This is for the entire city government. Because by so doing, you get to have a reflection in the city government of the residents that they serve. What do I mean by that? I just mentioned just a few dialects that a group of people that we have in Brooklyn Park. But by
There's definitely a lot of different
exactly, by bringing the employment to them, okay, first, we're increasing our tax base, giving them the opportunity to work and then pay the taxes. And at the same time, having them engage the city better because they know the city and they live in the city.
Yes.
So that's exactly it. The other thing with zero crime in Brooklyn Park is to be able, excuse me, is to be able to look at each crime from petty misdemeanor to felon with critical eye. These days, we have situations where
to look at it deeper to making sure
definitely
the final decision they will make.
But you see, when you have a threshold of towards zero crime, okay, you don't want any crime. So felony starts with petty misdemeanor. Say for instance, people going around and stealing signs. Okay? If nothing is done about that, they will go into destroying properties of the people that they don't like. Sooner or later, it goes from petty misdemeanor of stealing signs to felony of injuring somebody. But if you look at each crime with critical eye and try to nip it in the bud before it grows, you are inching in to that zero crime.
Okay, so basically you're attacking it before it increases.
Guess what? Definitely.
I see. Okay.
You know, and no candidate has even talked about that. I haven't envisioned that.
That's a brilliant idea. Yeah, it definitely is.
And all this, okay, will make us, because the time we're spending putting our good police officers, and I mean, in Brooklyn Park, we have great police officers, and we have bad ones too. And we don't want to expose our police officers to crimes involving gun, because once gun is involved, there is danger of somebody being shot or killed, be it the police officer or the resident. And we don't want that. So with towards zero death and my plan, we work towards eliminating that, making sure that that doesn't get to that point.
Yeah. Now, when you mention, yes, there are good police officers and there are bad officers. Now, the people in Brooklyn Park, how can they be comfortable enough to know that not all cops are bad? Or how can they be convinced that not all cops are bad? Because majority of, the minorities communities or even the black communities now, as we speak before the election, they're painting all the cops with the same brush. Yeah. So they're having a hard time believing that this cop could be a good cop. Or even in some of the situations where, sound, are we good? Even in some of the situations where in their neighborhood, just by seeing a cop without approaching them or without them being approached, they immediately get intimidated or they immediately start having that fear before anything even happens.
Thank you.
And that's a lot of youth in the Brooklyn Park community as well that are going through that.
Yeah.
So how are you planning to address that change and convince those people that, this is going to get better?
Part of the program is what I term community policing. What does that mean? It means forming a prison level heads. We do have them, but it's not properly organized right now. Okay? Pairing with the police officers. Okay? The police officers engaging the community, working with the community. When you see somebody like you working with the police officer to address a crime, not just wearing the uniform, but on a civilian dress, helping address the issue, it makes you go, yeah, we didn't get to where we are today, yesterday. It will take time. But the key is that we continue to make improvement and have a plan, okay? And that plan includes community policing,
which includes people of all color, the community that we serve, working with the police, okay, in addressing some of the petty, not when it gets to the felony crime, but petty crimes, so that the children will see their parents working hand in hand with the police. And then you start to change the narrative about the perception of the police.
Parents working with the police.
Right.
Well, hand in hand with the police.
Yes, it's not just, when I say community policing, it's not just parents. Yes, parents, because some of the people that would be involved.
I said that because, of course, a lot of the youth now that are actually having so much fear towards the police are mostly the millennial, which are the generations now. And they live in that fear so much that no matter how much you try to convince them or to change their mind, to teach them that, there's something good that you could do, or is changed within yourself, or, what does the police need to do in order to do all that.
But you know why? Okay, we have a great program which our police chief announced during one of the listening sessions, and that is the Youth Academy. The problem with the Youth Academy right now is that you're trying to reach the community that is diverse to come and join with the city government that is not diverse. Yeah. And they look there and they don't see people that look like them. Yeah. They move back. So part of that community policing is actually taking that responsibility from the chief, who is overworked, as if you ask me right now, but channeling it to somebody that deals with the community, that will report to the city council, okay, on a regular basis. And that person will work with the chief, with the officers, and organizing the community, including youth, to address some of the problems. Not just going out and saying, this organization, you get $20,000, $40,000, and they go make noise in the city. And yet, the problem still exists. And our kids get killed, our parents get killed, our daughters get killed. Okay? This is a comprehensive plan that involves everybody. I'll give you an example, my sister, Nima. Today, the narrative about George Floyd is gradually being replaced by Black Lives Matter. Okay? Now, we have people now talking, you have the other side saying, oh, all lives matter, and some saying Black Lives Matter. Yeah. What does it mean? Well, we have a situation where African Americans or blacks are being murdered by whites, by Asians, and yes, by African American or black cops. Okay? How does just using a phrase address that issue? We need to shift the narrative back to the issue, and that is what my program does. Yeah. Okay? When you say all lives matter, Black lives matter, definitely Black lives matter. Okay? But what does that mean? Does that entail that a black cop doesn't kill a black Brooklyn Park resident, or a white cop doesn't kill a black Brooklyn Park resident? No. They might even be black cops will wear the badge of Black Lives Matter and go and kill the black folks. After all, they are wearing the badge. That's what you wanted. It is the people without love that is shifting the narrative. The people that do not have plans. We need to come back to what the problems, enormous problems we have in Brooklyn Park, and address them one by one. And that is what my program intends to do.
Okay, so now I'm going to comment on that. So when you have the black on white, so you have some that are saying Black Lives Matters and some that are saying All Life Matters. Now in the translation of the white All Life Matters, or majority of the white people that says All Life Matters, are now thinking that Black Lives Matter is a Marxist, or is actually something else that doesn't actually support the black community. So how do you work with that differentiation of the battle between the two to let them know that?
My sister.
Their words, yeah.
My sister, there is no battle.
There's no battle.
Think back. Remember, See, the Satan works in mysterious ways. Okay? They inject division among us. Now, the problem that both sides are trying to solve, I hope supposedly trying to solve,
they're trying really hard to solve it, yes.
has nothing to do with the phrases. We have the issue of George Floyd being killed, murdered. And that is what we should fight hard not to lose our focus on. And people that are trying to, to tell you that all lives matter and this are trying, they know that that is not the issue. But they figure that when they push it so much, they will pull you from the problem you are trying to resolve. And that is the killing of predominantly black folks when it comes to police incidents, be it a black police, Asian police, or white police. That is the issue. That is what we must focus our eyes on, and that is what we need to solve. And that is what my plan intends to do in Brooklyn Park. So the narrative, there is no narrative, there is no masses. These are just coined, ways of trying to keep those phrases alive and deviate you from actually implementing the plan. Remember, when George Floyd was murdered, we had a real rally where I encouraged everybody to go back to their various cities and demand a meeting with their police, their city council, to bring real change. Otherwise, the noise we make will mean nothing. You can shout from here to London. If you don't have a plan on how you need to address the problem, nothing will happen. And some people are bent on things not happening. And those are the people that are encouraging these phrases. We need to forget about the phrases. It has nothing. They are trying to change the narrative. And we must fight hard to bring it back. And that is why I am calling on my opponent to share with the Brooklyn Park residents on Brooklyn Park highlights her plans to address police killings and eliminate crime in Brooklyn Park. I have offered my plans, but I'm yet to see hers. And we get into some other things that are happening in Brooklyn Park. Okay. We look at our Safe Street. I have my complete street mitigation strategies to address the safety of our children on our roadways that's turned to be a racing track.
Now, before the election is final, do you feel like maybe things has gotten better in Brooklyn Park now with all of this that are going on, or it has gotten worse? Because I know there's, growing up, there was a lot of, crimes and, people having the issue with the police in the community and things like that. Do you feel like there's a lot of things that needs to be done that are so corrupted in the Brooklyn Park community at this point?
Now, yes. Now, the police, there's some great police, doing great jobs. Yes, too. I just ran into two, I think it was Thursday, coming back from church near Zexis and Brookdale Drive, community, a resident. And they saw me coming. They couldn't, talk to the, get information on the resident. They walked up to me, and I was stopping by to know what's going on. And they walked up to me.
And these are police officers?
Police officers. Okay. And these are Brooklyn Park police officers.
Okay.
There are some great cops in Brooklyn Park, and there are some bad ones. Okay? And things continue to happen. Now, when you are talking about certain things, yes, okay, there has been some great things happening in Brooklyn Park as we speak. Yeah. Okay? Even incidents that involve gun, that ended up people not being killed. Okay? But the key is sustainability. And sustainability is within the plan, concrete plan, not sporadic incidents, okay, that when the noise and the focus on what's happening, kind of boils down, it turns back to status quo. So we need to sustain those good incidents by good cops and reward those good cops and come up with a plan which is part of what I am presenting to sustain those good incidents. Otherwise, at the end of the day, things will go back to the way it used to be.
Wonderful.
And we don't want that anymore.
Yeah.
The time is now. The time is now to walk the talk with the community and come up with actionable plan, sustainable plan.
Now, my next leading topic that I really want to bring up is, so right now with the pandemic and a lot of business that are being shut down, and we have more people that are actually losing their main source of income, and the homelessness is on a rise. What are your expectations for that afterwards? Like, what are your plans and agenda if those things get worse and we have more homeless people or people that have lost their businesses as well and that are not able to get it back due to what we're going through right now?
That leads me into my housing plan and my small business plan. As we speak now, okay, it's not a question of later on. It is happening now. My housing plan, I am the only candidate that has a specific expanded 4D program, housing program, that is modeled, not that it's something that has not been done, but modeled exactly, almost the same as what Ramsey County has. What does Ramsey County have? Ramsey County has the 4D program that helps people struggling with their resources with exactly, yes, and also struggling people, trying to meet, their mortgage. You don't have to wait until they lose their mortgage to come in and help them. It's already too late then.
Wonderful.
And you have small businesses. You have small businesses that are struggling right now. Okay, that could tap into some of those benefits. Okay, but what are we doing in Brooklyn Park right now? We're giving $5 million to private investors, not to reduce the rent that residents are crying that is so high, but to gradually increase it. So in other words, trying to chase people that cannot afford the rent out. And guess what? They call it affordable housing program. The time is now. And now is the time to elect a new voice to walk the talk with the community, to address the issues that the community are facing honestly. The time is now to embrace the housing program and resources available like in Ramsey County, which we intend to do in my 4D expanded program. The time is now to give incentives and licenses to struggling businesses, small businesses, which is the backbone of our city growth, not refusing them licenses and taxing them out of business. The time is now not to shut entrance to small businesses with waste projects like the one on Zexis, but rather create opportunities for our small businesses to make sure that they don't lose their business, especially in these trying times. That is why I am running. And I invite my opponent, the current city councilwoman, to show us the plans she has. She said in the last town hall meeting we had, that the 5 million, I have the 5 million Brooklyn Park money, given for Huntington improvement, which they call housing. That was all the plan that she has, that will increase the rent of residents and render many homeless. Now, that is not love. That is not loving our neighbor. That
Because
is
they're
not
going to
being
need
a good
it, and they
Samaritan
need their homes, yes.
to our brothers and sisters, especially in this trying time.
Yes,
We need a change.
that's wonderful. So now that we're going through the struggle of back to school, what are the changes that we can expect for the Brooklyn Park community as far as parents struggling, trying to get their kids to school or teaching them at home and still be able to keep their full-time job so that they can go ahead and still have the resources to support their family and all of those stuff? What can you say to them, and what are some of the plans that you think are going to take place to those?
It pains my heart.
It's a huge struggle.
In 2010, when I ran, I proposed this public-private emergency and pandemic response team. I didn't have the pandemic part then. I added it now because they are all emergencies. And what would that do? Well, it will enable our public offices, residents, leadership, local leadership groups, and the private businesses to be meeting on a quarterly basis to come up with a plan. And the plan will include school reopening, what we need to do. And it will not just be the city making the decision for the parents, but you have a public-private, which includes sample of the residents in that decision, and there will be a plan. Come January, when I am elected to office, all this will change. We will start coming up with a plan, to address some of these issues. Unfortunately, as we speak right now, it is status quo. And again,
What are their official plans now for the school? Go ahead.
I'm asking the current city councilwoman, you had the question, you had my plan. What are your plans? Brooklyn Park needs to know. These are serious issues.
It's a hard fight.
And unfortunately, I cannot do it from where I am right now. I need to be able to go there to initiate this team and to start working to get something in place. But the people there right now, my question to them, what are your plans? Tell us. We are itching to hear. Part of my plan is an after-school program, but that does not address the issue right now because you need to get your kid to school and make sure, feel comfortable wherever you are, that your children are safe, that they don't come back, with COVID-19 to make the current condition that is bad worse. Okay? Part of that discussion will involve the school board, the emergency response team, okay? And not just the school board making the decision, but for them hearing from the other private companies and ideas, put it together and form it as a plan. We don't need to start now. We need to have started since 2010 when I first proposed that. But the time is now. Now is the time to get somebody as a new voice to walk the talk with the community. And that's what I intend to do.
Now, I don't know if this would be like a really wild idea, but I know based on the numbers of students per each school, it's definitely a lot. And some schools are trying to break it down into like half session, and then the other kids goes in half session. And some districts are having parents drop off their kids and pick up their kids, which is another huge struggle on the parents as well. And now we have teachers that are going on strike in some of the schools because they are afraid to to attract COVID-19, and they don't want to risk their life for these children, which we do consider that it is an essential work, just like any other essential jobs, that they should be able to continue to do their jobs. And also with the only people that I feel like are kind of left out that are not even in the middle of the strike right now are the parents, because they're not really being thought of very much of how are they going to do this.
How are they going to be impacted?
Because more of the juggle is really on their hands than the kids alone and the teachers alone as well. So their voice has not been raised as much as the teachers has been really speaking on this a lot. And so would they have a plan? I don't know if it's possible or anything like that, you know, have more schools so that they have a certain number in this school that they can keep track of and actually have social distancing between the students, and maybe have like have a different school for the other kids. Like, would more school be too much for a community, or
I mean,
have they thought about it?
Well, what you're talking about right now, though, we have a problem.
Yes.
And the problem is that, one, you have parents that are struggling to make ends meet.
Oh, yes.
That don't know where their rent money will come from, or the food on the table. They have 8 to 5 p.m. job that they have to go to. They are afraid to drop their kids at daycare for fear of the COVID-19. But they have to do something to be able to pay their rent and put the food on the table. Then you have the school opening coming up.
There's
Okay?
definitely a lot of them, yeah.
Now, I can sit here and give you some ideas that will be a discussion topic for the public-private partnership, which includes, by the way, the school board and the after-school program that will also address the concern of the parents dropping their kids off. Now, testing of the kids, okay? And is part of the whole discussion, but it's not the only discussion. Okay? Now, there are some kids or individuals that, how many testing do you do? They may, get tested today, and they get off, get into a situation that exposes them. They come back the same day, tomorrow you test them, and so on. You see, it has to be a comprehensive program, and that is why you need the public-private partnership.
Yes.
To sit down
Including
and
the
continue to
charters as well.
And if that is not sorted out,
Yes.
continue the virtual school training until everything is sorted out, which includes testing and safe distancing and wearing appropriate masks. You see children, their parents are wearing masks, and their kids are not wearing masks, and you wonder.
Because I think the limit is age 5 and up, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
But, the kids, these are kids that are like 7, 8, 11.
Yeah, that's true.
And they say their mom or their parents tell them not to wear the mask.
Yeah.
But the key is that, it's not just one size fits all. Okay, it requires not just the school board who are being put into, and the Department of Education, put into under the health department, being put into a stressful situation to make the right decision.
Yeah.
The kids need to go back to school, yes, but we need to start now to assemble that public-private partnership that I have been
That is
talking
wonderful.
about.
Yeah, uniting
and to
the
start,
two.
trying to come up with ideas. It's not just one size fits all. It's not just one individual, but tap into the expertise of these various people and come up with a comprehensive plan. And if that is not done, please don't put the kids in danger. And that includes testing, observing proper safe distance,
Yeah.
and face coverings. but that's not the only thing. And when you have a proper plan in place, which will include the teachers in the discussion, they will feel comfortable to go back to class.
Yes.
And everybody will be at peace. Now,
I mean, hopefully everyone can find common peace.
Exactly.
Yes.
All the, and with prayer too. We should not lose track of that. Whatever we come up with, okay, anything done in love and prayer, God will see what we are trying to do.
That's definitely a great message for a lot of the teachers that are in so much fear right now, because we definitely understand that, some are older and they don't want to, lose their life too short.
The other thing, though, is that in the medical area, okay, there are some plans that, that's already, in place, while the frontline people are able to go to work and still, be safe, okay? Yeah, people do contract it, through that, through walking.
Yeah.
But if you have a plan that involves everybody, at least people will know that their concern are put in place, and the rest goes to God. We are not here forever. We will die at any time. But the point is that whatever we do, we should do it in love. To safeguard everybody, okay? And when we are putting a plan together, include everybody, their input, not just sitting out and coming up with a plan and pushing it to them. That's why you're having this strike right now.
I like that because that's what I thought, we lived on earth to fulfill our duty, and whatever her job is, it is our duty to fulfill it and carry on and not let fear conquer what you're supposed to do.
And fear comes from division.
Yeah.
And fear comes from Satan. Okay? But at the same time, if we are doing things with love, okay, then we must be including all those people.
I like that, to approach it with love.
Everything done in love, overcomes Satan. And Satan is fear.
Yep.
Satan is division. And Satan is hate.
Yep.
And Satan is force. Okay? With love, all those are conquered.
Covers a multitude of sins.
Exactly. With that love, you come up with a public-private partnership that includes all segments in various cities, including the school board and the health part, to come up with a plan. Until that is done, please don't endanger our kids.
Well, thank you so much, Benjamin Osemenem. You definitely got a lot in your hands, and a lot more come in the near future. And we all definitely wish you in all of the best, and may God be with you through it all.
Yeah, I want to tell you, though, that whatever I am doing, I am doing with the community. This is not for me, but for the community.
Okay.
And that is, look who we have here. Odua, my opponent during the primary.
Hello. Long time, how are you?
Oh, wow, that's a surprise.
Hello.
Come right through. Have a seat.
Good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Congratulations for a beautiful, wonderful race run.
Good job.
Wow, what a surprise.
How are you?
I am well. So this.
Well, Nina, I don't know if you know this guy. This is my brother Odua.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I ran against him for the primary.
Yeah.
You run against with him.
Yes, but we are brothers. Okay, and he just surprised me. By showing up here.
That's bloody.
Wonderful.
Bloody sticker.
Wonderful.
I didn't know you were here. Bloody sticker.
Amen.
We got so caught up in the middle of everything, what he was doing, and then now here you come along.
Amen.
I have that internal GPS.
I like that. Good to see you, brother. Thank you.
That is great.
So what's going on?
We were just talking about some of the things and the ideas that I have for the city. And the key being that we are here for the community, not for ourselves. And that is why I'm proposing
Uniting the community.
Uniting the community.
Yep.
and walking the talk with the community. Absolutely. And I believe, that let's, Mao, it's good to see you. Well, let's, give the mic to you and hear from you.
I ran against him. Yeah. That was politics. At the end of the day, we'll still go home and eat food together,
definitely.
fight together, play soccer together.
Yes.
The message, about community resonates with me. It resonates with every reasonable human being.
Yeah.
All these issues we are talking about, national level, county level, city level, school board, it starts with the community.
Yes.
Unless you are dedicated, unless you are committed, as Ben has displayed, you are just you are going to be working in isolation. Whatever you do as a leader, you must put the community first and find a way to bring the community along, because you are going to be working for the community.
Exactly.
Yes.
So whatever plans you have, you are not going to be working in a silo. You are going to be working with the community. So keep that message that you have my support. Yes, when two people fight, usually one the other. I invite everyone who voted for me in the primary to join me, and let's work with Ben, because he has good ideas, and our community will benefit from his leadership.
Oh, wow. I love that. So now let's rewind it back a little bit. So please introduce yourself to our audience.
Oh, I jumped. You see that?
Forgive me. I was excited.
That's what he does.
I was excited.
My name is Odowa. I also live in Brooklyn Park, East District. Maybe about 10, 12 blocks or so.
Yeah, from me. Yeah.
Very close.
So,
yes.
Yeah, we are neighbors. And if this was African, I go, oh.
That's right.
So yeah, I am involved in the community. I love the community. Everything I do, friends, people I associate with, there's a way I assess people. My goal in life is the community empowerment. When you talk about community empowerment, the well-being of the community, you are talking about the youth. You are talking about the older citizens who feel abandoned.
Yes.
We got to find a way to make things work. Too many people are being left behind. Ben knows that.
Yes.
Too many people are being left behind. Black, white, particularly children. There's no reason.
Definitely children, because children are not talked much about lately.
There's no reason.
Yes.
In this richest country on earth, why children should be going to bed hungry.
I know.
There's absolutely no reason. There's no reason why our youth will graduate from high school
and not get a job,
have a path to college.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So let us work with Ben, all other leaders who are committed to improving the well-being of our community. Yes. Because these are issues that are fundamental to everybody, regardless of the differences. Regardless of the differences, black, white, green, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, yes.
What we want, and I've talked to people, is a responsive government. A responsive government that will address what the people want, not what you want as the leader.
Exactly.
I love that he said uniting private and public.
Absolutely.
That is amazing.
Because that's what
unheard of.
Yes.
So,
whoa, brother.
Since you know him very well, and you guys have run neck to neck, so tell our audience why we should trust him.
Oh my God.
What would make him so different from everyone else?
Ben is sincere. He means what he's saying. This is not just about winning an election. Yes, he's a candidate, he wants to win, but I know Ben enough to say this is not just about trying to win an election. Ben is interested in building an informed and engaged community. A very informed and engaged community. Because you need that.
Yes.
Because when you talk about holding elected officials to account, unless the community is involved, they are engaged, they can hold anybody accountable.
Yes.
And part of holding them accountable is creating that platform where we make it about the community.
Amen.
Let the community set the platform.
That's right.
What they want.
Definitely. Definitely.
Definitely for the people.
Yes.
I like that.
We have, somebody.
Because many politicians, yes, they do forget the people, and it's all about, their campaign or what they're trying to get into. Yeah, which is exactly what is happening to our federal level as well. So it's good to know. You definitely have a lot of commitment for the people.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
They're definitely brothers.
Thank you.
They are definitely brothers.
Thank you. I'm
Wow.
glad to be here.
Well, this is a start now.
So I'm going to ask you one last thing. How did he beat you?
Can I answer that, please? No. I didn't beat him.
No.
Okay? No, really. I'm serious.
Okay, go ahead.
This guy, ran a very smart race, and I have a lot to learn from him.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like that.
Like I said earlier, when two people win, yeah, thank you. That was kind.
Oh, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I told you that before.
Yeah, he won. I mean, and I commend him. Every time you play a game,
Yes.
election is not different from a soccer game. It's not different from a basketball game. One team definitely, you may go into overtime.
Exactly.
At the end, one team is going to win.
Right.
Election is so fragile. People don't even realize.
And they're sensitive.
It's so fragile that if you are not careful, at any moment, anything can go wrong and everything goes south.
Yes.
So it depends on your knowledge, your experience,
Yep.
people around you. People around you. Because we tend to look at success as what I
Individual.
did.
No.
It's
What the community
people.
did.
Yes.
People.
And that's why I started by thanking them,
It's very good.
because they are the ones that actually won. And I don't, like I keep saying, I don't think, we both won.
See,
Okay.
I like that. That's a great motivation and a great inspiration to a lot of leaders out there. Because sometimes leaders, they forget that there's still friendship,
No, we
Just
both
because
won.
there's 5 people in the same race,
Right.
You guys can help lift each other until one person make it, and
Yes.
that person will
Yes.
still come back and add you to the team.
And this is a start
So
of that. Wow, brother,
I really,
thank you.
really like that. Yes. That is amazing. Yeah. So there's definitely a lot of work to do, especially in the next
Yes.
coming, who knows if this recession is going to be a whole year
Yes.
or another 2 years.
This next 60, 70 days or
Yeah,
whatever,
something like that.
We are going to be fighting against a well-established incumbent.
Yes,
That's a fact.
yes.
Who have some well-established politicians endorsed already.
Yes.
So the odds are stacked against us.
Right.
So we have to come out door knocking way into the night.
That's right.
Yes.
Phone banking
That's right.
way into the night.
That's right.
You have to go to areas you are not familiar with
Exactly.
and try to create friendships.
Exactly.
Sweat and tears. Celebrate later.
That is it. Yeah. And that is what we are starting here.
So-
and with this guy with me,
If you don't have a good tennis shoes,
No, no. That's okay. I'm not wearing this. I'm not wearing this. No, I am ready. I am ready. Fired up.
Let's
to go.
Let's go.
Thank you, my brother. With you on my side, I'm hopeful and I have strength.
And
in him.
we got.
Yes, because friends sharpen iron,
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Iron sharpen iron.
Thank you, brother.
Guys,
Thank you,
so
brother.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. So
Yeah, let me leave you guys complete the interview.
Well, thank you. Good to see you.
Give me a call, okay?
Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you, my brother.
all right, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Oduwa, my brother. Wow, what a surprise.
I know. Take care.
Well, Benjamin, I'm quite impressed how much support you have behind you. So
well, with this guy,
Yes.
Can I say that he won, also, I meant it, because he ran a very tactful,
wow.
race, and I intend to gain a lot from him, with him behind me.
Wow.
And there are quite a few things we didn't talk about, okay? The current, leadership, the
Yes.
incumbent, talk about accountability in her flyer.
Yes.
What I have here is a note that went to all Brooklyn Parks about Norwood Park development, okay? And our leader, our current councilwoman, who was supposed to be here, at least, if not contribute, encourages residents to participate in there, was missing during this March 4th meeting. I was there. I contributed. Is that accountability? Is that how the city is being represented? I was just at the listening section, our last Brooklyn Park listening session, and an individual that is supporting her had contacted her about the use of parks, how African Americans are being chased out from parks when they gather. And this person, not me, reported to the residents that the councilwoman told him that African Americans, of all the number of parks we have in Brooklyn Park, that they have one park where they can go and celebrate and play their music.
Wow.
Is that accountability? No. I didn't even know about this until I got to, and this is somebody supporting her. I ran into somebody else, okay, during door knocking, that told me that he has been trying to get the councilwoman to organize a neighborhood meeting where people can come and share their opinions. And as Odua said, walk the talk with the community.
Yeah.
But the councilwoman never responded to him. I have somebody, an email that was sent to the councilwoman, I think it's somewhere here, that was sent to the councilwoman by a resident asking her, what plans does the city have for retired, elderly, and low-income people in Brooklyn Park? And the councilwoman responded, and I can provide you the email. I shared it on Brooklyn Park Highlights, asking, and the councilwoman said she doesn't understand the question. And I look to those residents in the eye today, and I say to you, part of the things that I intend to do, like Odua stated, is establish those neighborhood meetings, which will be a group that the police can tap into with the community policing, but more so to visit with them on a regular basis, okay, to get information and share information with them to make sure that they are not left behind, which is what is happening today. And for the elderly, oh yes, we have plans for you, okay? We are not going to continue to increase your tax. We know you are on a fixed income. For the low-incomers that are struggling with their rents, help is along the way. Our housing program, modeled along Ramsey County program, will help alleviate your issues. For those small businesses that are struggling, the access to their businesses being shut, we say help is along the way. Those wastes that are called restructuring will no longer be there when we get in the office. Your business licenses that are currently being denied you will no longer be there. The tax incentives, rather than being taxed to death and being run out of business, you will be getting incentives to make our city great. We know that you are the backbone of the growth of our city. If anybody currently running comes to you, ask them, where is the beef? Show me your plan. Don't hide in something that will render many Brooklyn Park residents homeless and say that it's affordable housing. Present your plans on Brooklyn Park Highlights and other media channels in Brooklyn Park. They see it. Okay? Mine is out there. I'll challenge you to present yours. The time is now. The problems are much. And now is the time to elect a new voice to walk the talk with the community and that is Benjamin Osemenem. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Benjamin Osemenem. We have come to the end of our time. I truly appreciate our interview today. And everyone that has been watching this live stream from the beginning, I would definitely, encourage you guys to continue to watch and share this wonderful message. We believe that Benjamin Osemenem do have a lot of work to do, and he's definitely ready for the job. So we look forward to the final results in November, right after the election. He's running for Brooklyn Park City Council.
District City Council.
Yep, District City Council. So make sure you vote. Make sure you go out there and vote. Your vote matters. It is very important. That's how you're going to drive this change and bring this change into the community. All the credentials that we have heard today is absolutely phenomenal. And I love the unity. Look at that. So there's the shirt. You'll probably see it in most of his mainstream social media, and also the website as well. And we're going to continue to share these as well, so you guys get familiar who is your next future district city council as well. We definitely want a better community, and I believe he has pointed out a lot of good impact, like uniting the private and the public school, which I believe will be a great benefit as well, not just to the students and the teachers, but also the parents as well. So there's that relief there. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Is there a last message you'd like to tell the audience or say to the audience before we go?
I repeat again, to both the people that voted for me and the people that didn't vote for me.
I like that you include the people that did not vote for you. But
and I said,
it's definitely good unite.
Thank you for voting. And for those that did not vote for me, please do not look at the person. Look at the plans that I have. If I share the same views with you, please consider voting for me next time. But even at the end, if you don't vote for me and I end up winning, I will take your issues as well and address it, because love does not see boundary. Love does not see hate. Love does not see division. I always bring this up because whatever we do with love, God will grab us at the hand and pull us through and guide us always.
Amen.
We must always strive to be a good Samaritan to our neighbor. God bless you.
Thank you, and have a wonderful night and love one another.
Thank you. Same to you.
C'est encore Yves Kenao, c'est toujours Yves Kenao qui revient. Cette fois-ci, pour vous dire que Tempo Afrique TV vous offre plus de 4000 chaînes de télévision. Les chaînes européennes, les chaînes américaines, les chaînes asiatiques, les chaînes africaines. À un prix imbattable. À un prix imbattable. Tenez-vous bien. $185 pour 12 mois, inclus le box. Alors, où est-ce que vous pouvez trouver mieux que ça, si ce n'est pas sur Tempo Afrique TV? Mesdames, Messieurs, appelez seulement le 612 804 0295 et vous serez servi. Vous serez agréablement surpris de voir plus de 4000 chaînes de télévision roulées sur votre écran comme ça, et vous choisissez laquelle vous voulez. Alors mesdames, n'hésitez pas. N'hésitez surtout pas et ne faites pas compter. Prenez votre téléphone, prenez le tout de suite et appelez le 612, le 804, le 02 95. Nous sommes là, ici à Tempo TV, pour rendre votre vie simple et agréable. Alors, saisissez l'occasion. Donc, $185 pour toute une année, pour 12 mois, inclus le box. Quoi de mieux que ça?